Hey, it's a dark episode for February the 23rd, 2023, and continuing to follow up. Um, I was talking about how wasn't particularly a great fan of how one booktuber was doing discussion videos, and then I watched another booktuber, Brian at Bookish, and how he conducted himself in discussing uh, another issue, which I thought he did a really thoughtful job of talking about an issue. This one was that the that the estate of Dr. Seuss has, in conjunction with a group, has edited or censored, probably I guess a bit of both, Dr. Seuss's works, editing out kind of racial and fat phobic and other kind of language in the books. And I thought Brian did an extremely good job of talking about how, yes, this was a form of censorship, but it was a censorship done by the legal owners of the text. And they were obviously doing it in hopes of keeping the text saleable so that they could make more money from it. And while he personally himself found that the editing of the text was kind of a rather silly thing to do, and that it was kind of fairly transparently kind of just like, continue to buy our books, please, the books that we can make money off of, please, continue to make our IP valuable and such like that. Um, he said it's like, well, this isn't fascism. This isn't a slippery slope to Big Brother. If you want to look for that, come over and take a look at stuff like Florida, where the government there has instituted all these various things to basically, if a teacher, if a school board brings certain books onto the thing, they will be prosecuted by law, and it's chilled the libraries, the schools, into, like, not being able to broadcast anything that's like negative about American history. And now that the state imposing its will, ideological will, upon people, that is censorship. That is ultranationalism. That could be considered fascism of a sort. Though you could definitely get into the whole thing. But, he didn't do this by, virulently kind of attacking and people or anything like that. He just kind of logically, calmly set out these things, dealt with the issues, not with the personalities of the people around them. Um, and you know, I thought gave a really interesting discussion. Now, that is because that is Brian's style, and I admire that style, and I admire his precision, his clearness of thought, his measured tone. But that's sort of him. That is how he does things. And the other guy I was talking about, Steve Donahue, is coming from much more of a kind of a bully pulpit kind of drama thing, where he dramatizes things, he sets up straw men, he does a lot of kind of drama things, which is his style. It is his style. I don't know if I'm asking. You can't ask him to not be himself. I wouldn't ask him to be himself. I would just kind of recognize that a lot of times when I watch his videos, I have to kind of separate his very good and thoughtful points from what I also consider sort of cheap theatrics on his part. That very much, I know for myself to be able to look at myself in the mirror, I would like to try and steer away from what I consider cheap theatrics, saying like, oh, it's ascribing negative motive to someone, saying that someone's a 3-pack a day tobacco addict, that they're coked up, that they're greedy, money grubbing, insincere shyster. It's like all that sort of stuff. I find distasteful. I find, you know, it's beside the point, and just I don't find that. I guess I don't find that entertaining anymore. So yeah, it was one of these things where it was really good to get a couple of different examples in the same day of how I might want to conduct myself. And I mean, this is all stuff these are all conversations I'm having with myself. I've enjoyed Steve. I don't particularly feel the need to call him out publicly for this stuff. I think the people who see it, who can see what he's doing, they know it already, and the people who kind of get caught up in it, I just want to back away from. To be honest, I just want to back away from them. And you know, sometimes they're not as aware of what Steve's doing, or they're also just taking a lot of what he says as grain of salt. They know that he's being ridiculous. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.